Hi everyone, it's Julie and I am back with episode 3 on Flosstube. I'm so excited. I have a lot of fun things to talk about and I feel like I got a lot done the past 2 weeks as well. So my previous video was like a mid-June check-in. This video is going to be a June wrap-up, going over my works in progress. And I didn't have any new starts, but I do have some haul. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about my July plans. Christmas in July is the theme. That's what I'm going for this July. I know a lot of people do different things in July, but I'm fully committed to Christmas in July. And then finally, I'm going to end the video with some June favorites. I looked it up and I know in my last video I mentioned I was going to do this and I couldn't remember what Flosstuber I watched who did this, but it was Lindy Stitches, so I'll link her below. I think this is so fun. So I have 4 favorites I want to chat about. One is like Stitchy related, but then the other 3 are kind of just like a medley. But personal life update, I'm very excited. Or I should say past Julie would be so proud of current Julie, but we found a venue for our wedding. I'm so excited. It is like proper booked and on the calendar, and we have our deposit down. So that's a huge relief. Now it's just finding everyone to make the wedding good, like photographer, caterer. I'm really sad because one of the caterers that was like a preferred vendor, or like a vendor they allow on the wedding premises or whatever, was the restaurant we went to right before I got proposed to. And I'm bummed because a year and a half out, I reached out and I was like, hey, would love to have this catering, but they were already booked. So womp womp, that was a no-go, but such is life, and it wasn't meant to be. And I will say, Adam's sister had a great idea and said, oh, maybe you should look into them doing like the rehearsal dinner or being like some sort of aspect of it. So that's a good idea, and maybe we'll look into that. But nonetheless, we have the place and I'm very excited about it. We were between 2 places. One was like downtown Milwaukee and much more of like young, hip, high energy vibe. And then the other one was 30 minutes outside of Chicago, much more naturey, calm, peaceful vibes. And we went calm, peaceful because I'm trying to keep this low stress, and I feel like being downtown would have been like a lot since we're not really downtown people. We're much more of a suburban household. So yeah, anyway, that's my exciting life update. I also just dropped, oh, Mom almost fell off the bed. I just dropped Adam off in Chicago this morning. So he's gone for the next 5 days. He flew down to Florida for a volleyball tournament. So it's just me here. And yeah, so I was driving down to O'Hare at 5:30 in the morning. So to make myself feel better, I stopped and got Stan's Donuts. Let me know what your favorite donut, like what your go-to donuts are. My normal is Boston cream. Boston cream? Boston cream. I think that's what it's called. And maple glazed. But I went out there today. I got an apple fritter, which is my like also go-to. But my other one I got was coconut cake. Delicious. But I kind of regretted like not getting a chocolate donut. But anyway, yeah, so I went to Chicago very early, got donuts, and then it was like 8:30 by the time I got back to Chicago, or back to Milwaukee. So I was like, I feel like Joann's open soon. They open at 9. So I sat in the parking lot with everyone else. I was shocked at how many people were like waiting for Joann's to open. But then I walked in and it was 4th of July doorbusters. deal busters, whatever. So I was like, oh, I bet you that's why everyone was here. But the floss was 50 cents. So I was like, man, I really should have come more prepared, because I actually went and bought a bunch of floss from Michael's yesterday. And I was like, I should have waited for Joann's. But I still got a few things, and I might need to go back this weekend after I talk to y'all about my Christmas new start, because I am torn. I'm torn, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, that's kind of like a little update of what's going on in my life. I'll probably get a lot of stitching done the next 5 days as I'm here in our apartment alone with just the kitty cats. So that's exciting. And I'm really excited to start my new start tomorrow, July 1st. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into my WIPs works in progress. I worked on, oh shoot. I need to grab my laptop real quick. 1 second. All right, so I have 3 WIPs right now. So my first one is the Haunted House Sal by Teeny Weeny X Stitch. And this is what the project, oh, I should scoot to one side. This is what the project is going to look like. This is what it was the last time I talked to you. And then this is where I'm at now. So last time I had just finished this Grim Reaper room, and it doesn't look like I did a whole lot. I obviously started the next room, which is going to be a little witch. It's really cute. I really like how the moon and stars are. So cute. But I actually did a lot of work on the frame and like filling in some of the frame. So I feel like it's a bit, doesn't look like I did a lot, but I feel like I did like a decent amount on this. But I honestly could work on this all day. It is so fun. And I'm doing this on a 16 count Aida, 2/1. And yeah, it is so fun. I love that lower count. It's just so enjoyable. Not too like mind taxing. So yeah, really happy with this one. I think I'm gonna take a step back from this next in July, just so I can focus on Christmas in July. And the project I'm starting is also, it's not a 16 count, it's a 14 count, I wanna say. So I feel like it will have similar like easiness and like a similar stitching experience. So I feel like I can put this down for July and kind of focus on my Christmas WIP, Christmas new start. So that was that one. My other work in progress is the Magic Book, and this is by Teeny Cross Stitches. This is what the project will look like. This is what the project looked like last time you saw it. And then this is where I am at. Sorry, I'm getting the little strings out of the way. This is where I'm at now. So cool. I love it. So I worked on, I added a little bit more black, and then I worked in filling some of the spaces, because I've come to realize I really need to just fill as I go and not like jump around too much, because I get so confused. So I've been trying to really fill in the area. So like I'll go back and like do these areas and then kind of just work out. But this is so fun. I actually got a comment on my last video that was just brilliant. I'm sorry, I forget who exactly said it. I meant to write it down and then I just totally forgot. So you know who you are. But they were like, oh, I have a project with a lot of black in it too. I do one strand of black and then I do one strand of color. Because in my last video, I was like, I need to start working on black, because if it's up to me, I'm just gonna do all the colors and then be left with 15,000 stitches of black. So I did sort of do that. I tried to do that. I did like 6 strands of a color, then 6 strands of black. So essentially the same thing. So yeah, really happy with this progress. I'm doing this on 28 count opalescent Lugana 1/1. And the last time I showed you this, I was at 3,639 stitches, 4.89%, and I'm at 6,168, 8.3% done now. So yeah, super pleased with this progress. And then my final whip is my, oh, there's the Moschiff. My final whip is Summer Birds by, I did this last time, didn't know how to pronounce this, Nenny Design Crafts. This is what the project looks like. This is what it looked like the last time we chatted. And then this is where I'm at now. Slowly but surely. I thought I would get more done on this than I have. And there's a couple of different reasons why I don't think I have as much progress as I thought I was going to. First of all, it's not my favorite thing to work on. I'm not sure if it's because it's 2/2 or if it's because it's like motifs. I don't know if you would call those motifs, but like it's not full coverage or whatever. But it's not my favorite to work on. It's still like satisfying. Like I enjoy working on it as I'm doing it, but I don't like gravitate towards it to pick it up. Also, it's a paper pattern, which is fine. I hate it, but it's fine. I much prefer online tracking, but that's just, this is my first paper pattern. I'm gonna have another one, and it's just, I just have to get used to it. But the paper pattern, if I leave it on the couch for 1 second and turn my back to Miss Tuna Ruse, she claims it as her bed for the day. So I will insert a little montage of Tuna sleeping on my pattern. I'm not even mad. It's the cutest thing in the entire world. So she can have it. So whenever I feel the urge to work on this whip, I have to check to make sure Tuna's not on top of it. But then if she's not, then I work on it. But I'm still happy with the progress. It's fine. I think this bird is so cute. Look at his little hair. So cute. And I've had to fudge a couple things because the whole problem with the not being full coverage for me is I'm not very good at counting. So yeah, I've been working on that. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna put this down because it's really hot. So I don't know if I should talk about plans or haul next. I guess I'll do plans first and it will lead into haul. Sorry if I'm sweating. It is so hot in here. I'm dying, hence my iced coffee. It's a heat wave going on right now. Perfect timing for Christmas in July though. So my plans for July, I have one new start planned, and it is my Merry Christmas sign by Dimensions. and I can actually show you. I was just gonna say I'll insert a picture now, but I have the chart. Oh, can't show you that side. Oh, can't show you this side. Oh no. I'll insert a picture of what it is going to look like. And okay, I have a dilemma that I need your all's opinion on. Not really. It's gonna be fine, but I would just be interested to hear your thoughts. So first of all, oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. Is this what I was doing? Yes. So dimensions, really old kit. Oh, you can actually see it here. I'll try not to get the actual pattern, but you can see like the colors, and then they don't have DMC code. They have like a different code. And I looked it up, and someone has like converted the code on here to DMC. And so I looked that up, and I did not like the colors at all. Like, I didn't like the colors. So for example, it calls for, the red is 666. And this is just like so bright to me. So I switched it out with 321, which is a bit, sorry, I should have taken it out of the bag. Which is a bit like deeper and more of like a Christmas vibe. I mean, honestly, you can't really tell, but like when you look at all the colors together, and like another example is they called for this hot pink, but then like I'm gonna use like this. So I'm trying to chill out some of the colors. Like I left some of them. Like there's a rainbow letter in the design, you can see. But yeah, I'm just wondering how y'all decide what colors to use, because I am stressing. And like they called for this real, like almost like my shirt color, but I'm using like this, more muted. I mean, I guess you just do you, and you know, whatever. And then I also switched out all the greens, which took the longest. I bought so many greens because I couldn't decide. But yeah, I'm using these greens because I didn't even buy the called for ones because they were so greeny yellow in my opinion. I didn't like them at all. And so I think these are the emeralds instead. But yeah, I guess, I don't know what I'm asking for, but basically I'm undecided on all of these colors. So I'm just gonna go with it and see how it goes. The only two ones I'm confident on are my choice of red. I like my red and I like my greens. And honestly, Christmas piece, that's the most important thing. So I'm gonna start with these and kind of move on with my life. But like, for example, I switched out the blue for like this blue. But I don't know if that matches. Here's also the problem. I'm trying to match my mom's sign. And another example, so sorry. This is the color purple that they call for. And if you look at the rainbow colored letter in the sign, my mom has a really deep purple. And I'm like, should I just try and like color match the sign? But then she's like, it's 30 years old. It's probably like faded some. So I'm just undecided about what to do with this, but I'm just gonna do the red and the green and take it from there. It's not that deep. It'll be fine. If I don't like something, I can just rip it out. So I squirreled away some fun treat for Christmas in July, and that is, this could also be part of my June favorites, but look what I saved from December for Christmas in July. That's right. I have one bag, and I cannot wait to to sit down with my little Christmas stitch and eat these pretzels. Oh my gosh, if you've never had them, you're missing out. So yeah, that is like mostly my July plans. Now, this kind of brings me into haul because I also have a potential July start. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. And that is Button and Beads little kit. Isn't that so adorable? So the last time I made a video, I was on my way to the Black Cat Stitchery down in Illinois, which is like the closest local needlework store to me. And let me just tell you, it was delightful. I had the best time. I wish I had given myself more time because I did not realize how like overwhelming it was gonna be with just like the amount of things to look at and like explore. But yeah, it was great. And it was so nice because when I checked out, I believe, I want to say her name was Erica, and she's the owner of Black Cat Stitchery, checked me out, and she was so lovely. She was like, have you ever done one of these? And I was like, no, I have not. And I wanted to try one of these because I want to try my hand at beading, because I see everyone else bead and I'm like, I want to bead. So that's why I picked this up primarily. I don't know if I'm going to start it in July, but it's a potential. But she was so nice. She literally opened it up and walked me through all of the instructions and like gave me her tips and tricks. And she's like, oh, I used to teach a beading class. And she was like, just so delightful. I loved it. I wish I lived closer because I would go there all the time. She was like, we have open stitching on Wednesdays. I'm looking for part-time help, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I would totally work there if it wasn't an hour away. So if you live in Illinois and you're close to the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, check it out. So yeah, that's a potential July start, but I don't know, because I have a lot of things I might be starting. So yeah, those are my July plans. This was one of the haul. The other thing I got at the Black Cat Stitchery was a Carolyn Manning design. I got the quilting bee. How pretty. I have been wanting to try a Carolyn Manning. I think people do like Manning Mondays. And I thought this one was so cute. I love the little bees. I love how it has lots of fun colors in it. So I'm very excited about this. Not sure when I'm gonna start it. I want to hopefully start it this summer. We'll see when the mood strikes me. But yeah, really excited about that one. The other few things I got in haul were, I got this pretty, what is this count? 14 count opalescent white Ada. I'm gonna do my Christmas stitch on. I thought it was like, looked like snow glistening in the sunlight. So that's exciting. And then I got two more things. I got a pattern because I started watching the Huga Stitcher and I'm obsessed. She's delightful. Her like joy and enthusiasm is, what do you call it? Like contagious, catching, you know? And she is just so fun to watch, so exciting. But I mention her because she is doing a start along or a stitch along, I'm not sure which one, August 1st. And the pattern that she's doing is, what is it? Where did I put it? Oh, it's the Summer Quaker by Lilas Studio. And Okay, first of all, I'll put a picture of the pattern up on the screen. This is gonna be my first, oh my gosh, okay, side note. Okay, this is gonna be my first Quaker. And I have decided after my visit to Black Cat Stitchery that I'm gonna be much more open-minded with what I want to stitch, because when I went to Black Cat Stitchery and they had everything like on the walls done, so many more patterns were like, if I had looked at the paper pattern or even just a picture of it, I'd be like, oh, that's not really my taste. But then you see it in person and you're like, oh my God, that is adorable. So this pattern is, I think, gonna be something like that for me, like with all the cute little like sea critters and things like that. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. Plus the quote, just, I love that quote. I didn't realize it was like an Emerson quote. I liked the quote so much, I looked it up and I was like, who said this? Because this is just like it in, for those of you who are stitching right now or not reading the quote, it says, live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, drink the wild air. And that just like gives me all of the summer feels. So I thought that would be so fun to stitch, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I got that. And then, okay guys, I think I might have made a mistake. I got this fabric. Very pretty. I really like the color. They were sold out of the called for fabric. I believe it was Latte by Fiber on a Whim, but I got Cappuccino, which I think is very pretty, and I'm really pleased with the color. But I've never worked on linen, first of all. I have done Lugana, but I know people say linen is harder. And this is also 46 count. How do we feel about this? I've worked on, what is that? What did I say? I've worked on 32 count before, but this is 46. Now looking at it, I'm a little bit scared, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever. I can do it. So yeah, let me know if you think I'm making a terrible mistake by trying to do my first linen 46 count when I've only ever done Lugana 32 count. So I'm just gonna leave that at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would really appreciate any tips, advice. I can always save this fabric for a later time if we decide that that's a bit too much of a leap. Because I really don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'm really excited about doing that, like participating in that Sal. I'll leave the hashtag on the screen. I want to say it's Live in the Sunshine Sal, but I could be wrong. I'll correct my mistake on the screen. But yeah, I'm very excited to do that Sal, and that starts August 1st, but I thought I would show it to y'all since if you want to start it as well, you have time to like get the materials and stuff like that, because that's the first I've heard of it, to be honest. But I'm very excited. First Quaker, first Sal. Yeah. And I really can't, you know, emphasize enough how much I love the Hygge Stitcher. Hygge is a Danish word for like a way of living, or like, not a way of living, but like, how does she describe it? Like it's like Hygge is when you come home, put on your comfy clothes, get a cup of coffee or tea, like sit on the comfy couch and do something that comforts you. It's like a way of living. And I vibe with that. And it has actually, watching her channel has made me think more about like my environment as I'm doing things and like how I could make it more cozy and special. So like she always says like, oh, I like candles and things like that. So yeah, just want to throw that out there again. Okay, moving along. Let me check my notes, making sure I'm hitting everything. Okay, so all I have left are my favorites. I have a unique bag of favorites. So the first one I wanted to mention, I have 4 things I want to talk about. The first thing I wanted to mention was actually something stitching related, and it is an Excel sheet that I found. And maybe I'm like super late to the party and everyone uses this, but I didn't know about it. So I'm just throwing it out there for those folks that weren't up to date like I was. But it's a Excel sheet or like a Google sheet by, who made this? PDX Stitch. And it looks like this. Do you see how I got a ring light and a fancy tripod? Oh my God, that's what I got myself for hitting 100 subscribers. Now I'm at 200, I'm so excited. So yes, that is like basically what you do is it mostly tracks like your DMC that you have. So you can say, it shows you like the color, the number, and then how it's described, and if you have it, if you need it, what project you have it in. So, okay, cool. And you can do that with like all the variegated satins, all the special things. But then the coolest thing in my opinion is if you have a new project, you can just type in all of the different floss that you need. So like say I need 600 and 3688 and 310. It tells you, it like reads the other sheet and it's like, oh yeah, you have this. Oh no, you need to buy that. So freaking cool. So yeah, that's my Stitchy favorite. It is so awesome because like I would go to Joann's and like have just like a piece of paper and like not have anything to mark off what I'm buying. But that's on my phone now because it's on Google Sheets, and I can just be like, once I bought something, I just mark it down. And then like if I'm out and about and I didn't think to bring my list, it's on my phone and I can go anytime my heart desires. So yeah, that's my Stitchy favorite of the month. Next favorite is a drink. Now, these aren't new, but if you are a soda / diet soda addict, addict might be too strong of a word, but if you have a problem drinking too much soda, I have switched to Zevia. Now, these do not taste, so this is Dr. Zevia. Their play on Dr. Pepper. This is my favorite flavor. These do not taste like a Dr. Pepper, but they taste similar and very good. And if you drink enough of them, you'll convince yourself that you're drinking a Dr. Pepper. But basically these are made with stevia instead of like all of the artificial sugars, like the one in Diet Coke. It's not coming to me right now, but you know, that one everyone says is bad. But yeah, so I'm addicted to these. These are so good. So yeah, if you're in the market for a diet soda alternative, or a soda alternative, to be honest. Next favorite is an app. It's a game app. It's called Family Island. If you want an iPhone game or like a phone game that you don't have to spend like too much time on in a day, and if you're just like bored while you're waiting for something in your day, Family Island is a great option. It's like you have this little family, you're on an island, you basically have to survive by like gathering materials, making food. It's very fun. So if you're in the market for a new phone game, you've probably heard of Family Island, but it's addictive, and I've been playing it for like a year now, so I thought I would throw that out there for you. My final favorite is an experience. Well, not an experience, but basically in June, my two favorite authors, Nalini Singh and Ilona Andrews, which Ilona Andrews is a wife and husband couple that writes under the pen name Ilona Andrews. Her actual name is Ilona, but then her husband's Gordon. But they did a Zoom chat talking about their books, and these authors are like fantasy, romance, urban romance authors, and it was hysterical. They are so funny. It's so fun to see like the authors' personalities behind your favorite books. And I thought I would just mention it for those of you who are interested. I'll link the Zoom. They put a copy of it on YouTube. So if you like those two authors, or you know, you don't have anything else to stitch to, throw that on. It's pretty funny. I will say you'll probably enjoy it more if you've read the books. Yeah, highly recommend. And that's just me also saying that Nalini Singh is like my favorite author ever, and I comfort read her books every summer. So yeah, if you're into like fantasy, romance, this is a shapeshifter series. So I know that it's not a lot of people's vibes, but if it's your vibes and you're open to it, highly recommend. Yeah, it's very good. The first book is called Slave to Sensation. Oh, sorry, I kicked you. Slave to Sensation. And it's basically about, there's Sai, who are like, lots of like mental abilities. Changeling, which are shapeshifters who change into animals, and then humans. And it's about these three different categories of people trying to exist in the world, and like the romances between like the different categories or within the same categories. Yeah, it's just a great time. If that like sounds interesting to you at all, highly recommend. If that's not your vibe, I totally get it. I feel like it's kind of niche. If anyone's read Nalini Singh, she has the Sai Changeling, and then also oh my gosh, Guild Hunters? Angel something. She has two main series. Let me know in the comments. I would be very interested. Also, let me know who your favorite couple is. Yeah, I was just gonna tell you my favorite couple, but then I really can't decide. If I had to say something, I would probably say Caleb and Sahara. But that's twisting my arm. I don't know if I can commit to that answer. But yeah, anyway, those are all my favorites for the month of June. Thank you so much for tuning in to my third episode on Flosstube. I'm having just the most fun. I'm very excited to start my new Christmas start tomorrow. And I'll be back in about 2 weeks, probably a little bit earlier because I'm actually leaving on vacation the Friday before. The Friday I would normally try and upload. So I'll probably do a video on Thursday. So in about 2 weeks from now, I'll give you an update on how my Christmas in July is going. If I chose any more colors for my Christmas sign and how that goes. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you've been stitching. If you've been stitching something as you sit and listen to me banter on, chat on. Yeah, keep me posted. But yeah, I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.